Hey, everybody. Great to see you on this Saturday afternoon. And what we are doing, hold on 1 minute. I need to get my fancy overlay on here. I do not know why it is not on here. Give me 2 seconds. I like to be, there we go. Okay. So what we're going to do is, first of all, I'm Jen Lehner. If we're meeting for the first time, and this whole week, we have hosted a challenge called Overwhelmed to Organized, 5 days to Seamless Systems. And I would say it was quite a success given the feedback and the work that I have seen, the results or the work from all the people who participated. So everybody submitted their work. After each day, there was an assignment, and people really did beautiful work. Um, it was all about really creating SOPs in your business each day. And what most people found to be the hardest part was actually remembering to record their processes. And so I reminded everyone to use a sticky note, put it right smack in the middle of your computer, and write record on it. Because on day one, we learned a really, really easy way to create SOPs in our business. And I feel like people were pretty blown away by that. In fact, I think I've got some. Diane says, "Holy blank, this is a game changer for me. Thank you. I could quit today and feel that I've gained hours back already." If you missed the challenge, by the way, these videos are going to be available through next week. So you still have access to them. And if you didn't join the challenge, you still can. So those videos are up, and each video is about 10 minutes long. Yesterday, Diana joined on day 5 and really did all of her homework, watched every video in one day. I mean, and not even a whole day. Like, let's say she spent an hour or so on it. But every day it should take you about 10 or 15 minutes. So anyway, on day 1, we learned two incredible ways of documenting your SOPs really quickly. No excuse to not have SOPs in our business. What are SOPs? It's standard operating procedures, right? Because too often we're just kind of working in like put the fire out mode. And it's very common for small business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs to operate in that way. But 2025 is the year we have to stop doing that. Day number 2, we talked about email management, and I showed you how to get to inbox zero in literally in just a few minutes, believe it or not. And then how to move forward in your inbox in a way that makes sense so that you're organized. And we talked about how you could work with a virtual assistant inside of your inbox. And really that was kind of the whole flow of the week. Was I wanted everybody to get set up with their SOPs. So by the end of the week, you would be ready to hire a virtual assistant. And on Monday, I'm going to be hosting a free workshop. Make sure you sign up. We're going to put the link down below this video, and there it is up on the screen. And on this webinar, I'm going to show you how to hire and train your perfect match virtual assistant, because even if we have SOPs in our business, if we're the ones running them, we're still the bottleneck, right? We're still the one that has to do it. So, so that was sort of my thinking in creating the content for this challenge. On day 3, we talked about project management. And I showed how we use a 12-week year system in my business. When I finally went to that framework in my business, it really changed everything. Because I don't remember what the quote is. Someone can tell me in the comments, I hope. Actually, I can't see the comments real quick. Let me go to YouTube so I can see your comments. But what is it? It's the principle that we fill the space that is available, like whatever task we need to do, whatever time frame we give ourselves, we're going to fill up that space to get the task done. So if you shrink the year into 12 weeks, then you're going to get 4 times more things done in the year. It really works. So I love it. Okay, hold on. I'm looking for myself live here. So I can see her. Okay, there I am. And I should be able to see your comments. Okay. Day number 4, we talked about content creation. Oh, real quick, back to project management. I wanted to remind everyone, I demonstrated using Trello, but we talked about how our project management system works great on Asana, on whatever project platform you want to use. The most important thing is that you like the platform, you can collaborate with other people, you can tag other people, set, reminders, notifications, calendar notifications, and all calendar integrations rather. And here's something that I want to really stress is that if you don't want to pay for Trello or Asana just yet, first of all, they all have free trial periods. So my suggestion is to try them and see what you think. That's number 1. Number 2, don't forget about AppSumo. It's appsumo.com. And if you go over there, in fact, I'm going to share my screen and show you a little trick. Okay. So if anybody has commented, I'm not seeing any comments. If someone could just say hello so I can make sure that I see your comments. Okay. So you can go into AppSumo, type in project management, hit return, and you'll see some of these like unknown platforms pop up, and you'll notice they have lifetime memberships. So you could buy this WorkLens project management software for $79, no monthly fees. Edworking, Crumble. Crumble is actually not a it doesn't look like that's actually a project management platform. But years ago, I remember I bought one called Plutio that was really great. Okay, I see Renee and Bob and Movia. Great to see y'all. Thank you. All right. Or you could come over here and type in Trello. Well, of course, they're not going to have Trello, but they're going to have something like Trello. And these 3 things popped up. Hey Siri, put on Do Not Disturb, please. Okay.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
All right, let me get back over here to you. All right, then we talked about content creation, and I shared with you my content creation system and GPT. It's the Front Row CEO content creation framework. And hi, Carrie, good to see you. Let's put in, can we put that in the chat, Nika, the link to the GPT? Thank you. And maybe even for folks that are watching on LinkedIn, we can put it on the screen. But you guys need to check this out if you haven't already. It's pretty amazing. So it guides you through the process and asks you questions so that you could create strategic content and a content plan. And when I say strategic, it means it's in line with your offers, right? That really has to be in the front of our minds when we create content, because it's really easy to get distracted and create content we think is cool, and it's great to create content that is cool, but it must be in line with our offers. I mean, if you want ultimately to earn more revenue based on your content, right? And so this just gives you some nice guardrails. And so check that tool out. Nika put it, she posted it in Facebook and in YouTube comments, and it'll probably be up. Well, if you put it on the screen, it's a really long link. So yeah, maybe you could take a screenshot of it. Maybe, I don't know. That's not going to work. Okay. You could also go to, in your chat GPT, go to my GPTs or explore GPTs, type in Front Row CEO, and it'll pop up. It's public. That tool is public. Then we talked about organizing your SOPs so that you would be, so that all the little SOPs that you created all week, you could organize them. And I showed you 3 ways to do that. We gave you a template for a spreadsheet. We gave you a template for a Google document. And then we showed you how to take your templates. I mean, this is really amazing. Rather take your SOPs that you created, put them into a notebook in Notebook LM, which is owned by Google. And at the time of this recording or this streaming, it is free. And you can put your systems in there, give anyone a link to that notebook, and they could go in and have a conversation with your SOP vault, your knowledge vault, and know how to do anything in just an instant. Carrie says 100%. We used custom a train bot to develop social content, and it's trained on my brand guidelines to assure it sounds authentically from Siku Designs. Yes, awesome, Carrie. That is awesome. So, yeah, we talked about that as well, like a really, really important, because look, everybody's going into ChatGPT to try to figure out how to write a good proposal or a nice cover letter or a thank you note, whatever. And the output is quite honestly pretty right? It's not so great. So the key with ChatGPT or any of these large language models is making sure they know your voice and what your preferences are. And we went deep into that on how to really get your ChatGPT, your Claude, all of the large language models trained on your voice. And it makes a world of difference. Okay. Our key takeaways that I hope the key takeaways are from this week. You got to slow down to speed up. And that's message is going to lead us into our workshop on Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to sign up. Link is Jen Lehner, jensprograms.com/webinar, I think. Yeah, just keep that running on the ticker if you would, Nika. And done is better than perfect, right? These SOPs that we created this week, I showed you a lot of really, I showed some advanced stuff, but the thing is that just shows you what's possible. But systems are really just a checklist. So just, thinking of the most viable, minimum viable SOP, really. And so the most important video to watch, especially if you haven't signed up for the challenge yet, it's really video 1, I would say, because that's where I show you the really fast, quick and easy method for creating these SOPs. Then it's up to you to remember to record, to record the work that you're already doing to make these SOPs. That's really the biggest challenge. But by the end of the week, you should have a little library of SOPs. And as long as they're done, it's better than they don't have to be perfect. Yeah. And then the biggest takeaway really is that we need systems and support to scale. There's just no way around that. So yeah, you got to slow down to do these SOPs. But the good news is you don't have to slow down in the way you once did, right? Used to be really, you might have to carve out a week or more, because if you think about all the steps that are necessary to do anything that you do in your computer that might only take you 5 minutes, once you try to document each of those steps, a lot of time has gone by. So, now we can do it really quickly, but now that that's done, we need to hand it off, right? I say it all the time, but if you don't have an administrative assistant, you are the administrative assistant in your business because you're busy doing all of that stuff. And if you were truly honest, and we're going to take a look at and inventory our time on Monday, but if you really took an honest look and really did an honest inventory and accounting of what you're doing every day in your business, it's going to be 80-20. It's going to be 80% of your time is doing all the in your business work, and 20%, if we're lucky, is doing that stuff that really moves the needle, and this really brings in the revenue. Okay. I want to share with you some takeaways and just some the good work that people posted in our discussion group. So Stacy said, "Oh my goodness, this is a game changer for showing employees how to complete tasks for the business. I can see how easy this is to use and the value is huge. And that was on day one when I was sharing the tools for creating these SOPs. This was, so Janet said, today was amazing. I did a Loom video and cleaned out my mailbox from over 200,000 to under 750. So that was on our email training day. Tara says, here are the before and after screenshots of the archiving of my inbox. And it's kind of blurry. You can't see it, but she's showing us a full inbox and then an empty inbox. This challenge was exactly what I needed to get off my rusty dusty and create this podcast. Thank you for being a vessel for that. Okay. What is this? Annabeth says, I chose to build out the completion of a certification course I want to have completed by the end of the month. I found this interesting. I've been putting this course off because I saw the giant list of videos I needed to watch. Well, today I counted up the time needed to watch those videos, and it's only 15 hours. She's talking about somebody else's course, not mine, by the way. That includes my time to take 2 different exams as well. I could have completed this course months ago, but since I never planned out the action steps, it just stayed on my backlog. My screenshot only covers week 6, but I've also mapped out week 7 and 9. And that was in response to our project management section. You can't see this, but I need it as a cheat sheet because I thought Sally's question was so relatable to so many people. So Sally said, I'm wondering if my business is at a stage where I can benefit from this challenge. I attended the first VIP session today, and it seems most people have a bigger and more robust business. I'm a solopreneur of a therapeutic coaching practice. I seem to spend most of my time doing creative work that I don't think can be put into the framework of SOPs. I also spend time spinning my wheels trying to cobble together the systems and tools I've invested in, but I don't fully understand how to use and integrate. Yes, I know I can consult with AI to teach me how to do these things, but is this the proper use of my time? I can ask AI for these checklists and SOPs, but when I don't know how to perform these steps, I can't make an SOP. Okay, so my response was, I'm so glad you raised this question because it highlights something really important. The goal of this week isn't just about creating SOPs for things you currently do. It's about preparing to bring on support so you could focus on what you do best, serving your clients. Here's a perspective shift. You don't need to know how to do everything or even most things to have a successful VA relationship. In fact, many VAs are experts in areas where we struggle or systems we haven't mastered. So let me give you some examples of what a VA could do to handle for your therapeutic coaching practice. Email marketing setup and management, social media scheduling and monitoring, client appointment scheduling, marketing automation, website updates, newsletter creation and distribution, client follow-up systems, document organization, lead tracking. You focus on the therapeutic work, the thing only you can do, while your VA handles the business operations. That's why we're building these systems now. Not so you can do everything better, but so you can effectively hand off tasks that are keeping you from your core work. Think about it. Every hour you spend wrestling with technology or cobbling together systems is an hour that you're not working with clients, creating content that showcases your expertise, developing your therapeutic programs, building relationships with referral partners. This week is about identifying what you can delegate, not what you need to master. Your future VA will likely bring expertise in many of the tools that you're currently struggling with. That's part of their value. So that was a big one. And I was so glad that Sally asked that question because so many people have that question. Like, is this, I am a small business. Do I really need all this? Carrie says, thank you. I don't think people fully grasp the value of what you're sharing here. SOPs are clutch for integrating AI into your workflow. Also, it puts the transition to truly agentic workflows that much easier. The businesses like mine that help people integrate AI correctly. Yes, thank you so much for that. Absolutely. I appreciate that, Carrie. And then let's see here. Annabeth said, holy moly, the custom GPT that I put in the chat for you guys, or Nika put in the chat, has become my new best friend. One of the things I like is that it's scheduled a mini training video as one of my expert posts. Now, if I had created the plan, I probably wouldn't have included that. But after seeing it in the plan and could see it connected to the other content, I was like, yeah, I can do that. Next up, figure out where in my schedule to put content writing blocks and get this content posted. Lisa said, I know I'm late to the show, but this is our content plan based on the GPT prompts. It definitely needs some tweaks, but I can see how it could be very helpful. And Sherry said, day 4 homework. This tool is awesome. Thank you. This gives me a great head start. And now to go and create these. I don't have a VA yet. And then Elena said, holy moly, I never knew about Notebook LM. Thank you so much for the resource. I did a test drive, major cool. And I am going to give you a little sneak peek. I want to show you something that for those of you who weren't in the VIP, which by the way, the VIP option for the challenge is also still available. It's $47. It gives you extended access to all the trainings. Plus there's some other bonuses like a giant wall calendar. And you're going to get, when we had live calls, you get the recordings of the live calls. And on those live calls, what I did was I gave everybody a little something extra, like prompts or templates or something. We went a little bit deeper on the recorded lessons. And I want to show you, I'm going to share with you some of the prompts on Friday that I was really excited about. And I'm going to show you these prompts at work in the dashboard in Notebook LM that I was telling you about. So hold on one second. Notebook. Okay. And also go ahead and start. We're going to have Q&A after this. And so about the challenge, about hiring a VA, all the things. So just, have those all queued up for us, or go ahead and put them in the chat and then I'll get right to them after this little demo. Okay, here we go. Okay. Like if I switch to this tab, can you see this tab, Nika? Oh, I can't hear you because I'm not. Okay. Okay. Can everybody see? Wait a minute. I can't see you guys. Okay, good. You can see this. And let me see what happens when I switch to this. It doesn't switch. Okay, got it. All right. So what you're looking at here is a notebook in Notebook LM. I want to get back to the main notebook thing so I could take you there from the beginning. Let's go here. Okay. See all these notebooks? Okay. It's a thing of beauty. It's free. Okay. And then I'm going to go and click into Jen Lehner Media Systems. And if you look on the left, these are all of our SOPs over there on the left. And here I can ask any question I want about how to do anything, right? Like how to publish flash briefing. Okay. Well, it's taking too long. There we go. Okay. So it gives me every step that anybody that comes in here understands how to do it. But most importantly, and what I love is that it also gives like a source, right? Like if you click on the number 1, it takes you directly to the source guide. So let me try number 3. So over here on the left is the original source guide, which is just a Google document. But in some cases, there might be video, there might be screenshots. So it gives you like the abbreviated version, and then it gives you a link to where anything that you might need more details on. Okay, this is what I want to show you though. And this is if you were in the challenge, but you weren't in VIP, you didn't see this. So I want to start fresh. Okay. So check out these prompts. I'm going to say, suggest 3 automation opportunities that I might have missed. And I'm just going to ask this about my systems in general. Okay. Not in anything in particular, but right now I'm just going to ask in general, like go and look at all of my SOPs and see if you could find 3 automation opportunities that I'm missing. Look at this. Based on the sources, here are 3 automation opportunities you may have missed. Automating email categorization, automating the tracking of failed payments, automating the creation of audiograms for podcasts. So let's look at this failed payments. The source indicates that there is already an automation in Kajabi that sends a notification email for every failed payment. Additionally, a Zapier integration adds the information of the member with the failed payment to a spreadsheet. You can use this information to create a canned email response to send to members after 2 failed payment attempts, and blah, 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 blah. It's a great idea. I'm absolutely going to use that. All right, let me reload this again and let's try another prompt. So this one is identify 5 tasks that could be batched together for efficiency, or propose 2 new SOPs we should create based on gaps you notice, or create a weekly efficiency report template to trace these processes, or write example check-in messages for each major process to keep me updated on progress. So which one should I ask? I'm going to say, propose 2 new SOPs we should create based on gaps you notice. I'm going to do that one. And all these prompts are in your portal if you're in the VIP program. Hi, Zena. Welcome. Hi, Eric. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put it in there. Okay, ready? Thinking. Okay. I haven't done this before, by the way, so I don't know what it's going to say. Based on the sources, there are 2 SOPs that could be created to address gaps. SOP for managing and updating Linktree. Oh, that's a good one. We do not have one. And then SOP for utilizing AI tools in content creation and repurposing. And it gives a rationale and the procedure for social media content generation, all sorts of good stuff. So I'm not going to bore you with any more of that, but I just wanted to show you the kind of things that we're talking about and the kind of things that we are doing. All right. So now I would like to open this up for questions. This week, we really needed this update to make our team even stronger. Thanks, Eric. I'm glad it was helpful. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's been 4 years already. Amazing. So Eric was in our program, Front Row CEO, which you're going to hear about on Monday, that teaches you how to hire and train your perfect match virtual assistant. And we do have a lot of happy people like Eric and his wife, Kay, who are long-term with their VAs. And that is the difference. That is the difference. We're not looking for fly-by-night contractors. We can find people on Upwork and Fiverr for like project-based, week-long projects type thing. But for someone who's going to really grow with you inside of your business, to give you that space to do the things that you love to do, that you went in business to do, you need more than that. Okay. Any questions? While I'm waiting for your questions, let me give you a couple of reminders. We are going to draw our grand prize winner tomorrow. We're going to do that. Did we pick a time for that, Nika? 4 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. And it's not too late to get in on that. So all the rules are posted in the Facebook group. for what you need to do to qualify for the grand prize. Basically, you need to do your work, your homework, and post it. And there's a couple of other things as well. The grand prize, we're going to draw randomly from the qualifiers, and you're going to win $300 cash and a 1-hour coaching session with me. Hi, Gracie. And what else? Other assignments, other announcements. You do not want to miss the workshop on Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time. 3 secrets to scaling your business and building your dream team in the AI era. And what other notes do I have for housekeeping? I think that's it. Does anybody need me? Does anybody need me to go deeper on any of the topics that we talked about this week? Anything you want to share? And by the way, Carrie, who commented a moment ago about how important it is to have SOPs so you can integrate AI into your workflow, like in a very real way. So check this out. So Carrie has an assistant that is AI based. I believe her name is Jenny. And if you call his phone number to make an appointment, she actually answers the phone, and the conversation that you can have with this AI is so natural. The flow is so good, and I can ask questions, and and the questions get answered, and then she will actually set up the appointments for me. That is already available out in the world, is agentic AI that actually is performing real tasks. That's not what we're talking about on Monday, though. It's a good opportunity for me to clarify. When I say VA, and we might have to come up with a new word, because when you say virtual assistant now, it's like, is it a human? Is it an AI? What are you talking about? Especially since I talk so much about AI. The virtual assistant that I'm talking about is a real human person that is just virtual by meaning that they're not in your office with you. They're outside of your office. They could be down the street, they could be in another state, or like in my case, in another country. My team is all in the Philippines. We've got some questions here that have been asked this week that we collected. I forgot about these, so I'm going to pop these on the screen. Let's see here. I don't know what to delegate. And also in line with that question is, I don't really know what systems to create in my business, because I don't really have systems. I just show up in the office and I just do what needs to get done. I don't really have a system. You would be surprised. Anything you do repeatedly the same way is a system. It's a process, rather. You just have to document that, and now you have a system. Now you have an SOP. So you just take for granted that what comes naturally and second nature to you, you just do it. So you're not thinking that that's anything worth mentioning. However, if you weren't going to show up to the office one day and it still needed to get done, someone else needs to know how to do it. So minimally, I know you are doing things like sending something sales related, right? In your sales system category, however you get sales, you either create content, you send emails, you get on the phone, you have a script, or you don't, but you go out and you network. But these are all things that you do, and there's things you do, even like, let's say you're going to go to your weekly Chamber of Commerce meeting, and you think, well, how does that become a system? Even that, because before you leave, there's a checklist. Like, you want to make sure you have your business cards. You want to make sure that your website is, like, you make those little fixes to your website, because you're going to be shaking hands with people who are then going to go back and Google you, and they're going to go to your website, and they're going to go to your LinkedIn, and they're going to go to your Facebook. Is it looking like it needs to look? This is real life, right? There are I don't know, other things that you put in your briefcase before you go that you want to make sure that you have. You want to make sure you have your backup, your charging cables, a bottle of water, some brochures, whatever. That's a checklist. And you do it every time before you go to one of your meetings. Right. So even that could be turned into an SOP. So it's just a matter of like looking a little more closely at what you do every day. So back to delegating, what I love right now, and this is in my program when we talk about this a lot. One of the things I suggest, well, now one of the things I definitely suggest is, the knowledge base that I showed you in Notebook LM. Well, and we also just briefly spoke about how using these large language models really need to know our voice in order for it to really perform for us. So, all the content you've created up to this point, blog posts, podcasts, YouTube, even if you don't have content, letters that you've written, um, other podcasts that you've been on, transcripts of that, um, all of that needs to get uploaded into your knowledge base, and it's never ending. And you can, I demonstrated this the other day where you can actually get ChatGPT to, um, let me just do that right now and show you. Okay. So we're going to go, wait. Oh, darn it. I'm looking in extensions. Okay. So I'm going to go like this. Hey, can you hear me? It's going really well. Listen, I'm trying to demonstrate to some friends right now how you can interview me and ask me questions that would help you get to know me better so that I could take the transcript and put it in your knowledge base so that moving forward, when I need you to write content, you can write more in my voice. So I'd like you to interview me now and ask me a question. Wait for my answer before you ask the next question. Okay?
Jen, we cannot hear.
Can you not hear me, Nika?
We cannot hear ChatGPT.
Oh, really? Even when I put that happened the other day too. I don't know how to get away. I don't know how to get around that. Hold on. If anybody has any ideas, I don't know. That's a bummer because it's so cool. Well, anyway, ChatGPT, she was talking back to me, and you heard everything I said to her, right, Nika? Y'all could hear that. So I'm just gonna ask it to interview me with questions that it thinks is going to inform it best about my business and with questions that is going to best capture my voice. So I don't even have to type. It doesn't have to be all that deep. I'm just going to have a chat. Now, all that information is in there, right? So building up the knowledge base is like one of the number one things that you can always have your VA doing. Spreadsheets, recordings from your and transcripts from all of your online courses, all of that. Put it into Notebook LM. And now these knowledge bases are really going to really know you, but you can make it easy. It doesn't have to be complicated or time consuming. The other thing is what to delegate. What do you never want to do again? Like, let's start there. Like, or what do you want to do what do you know you need to do in your business? You don't know how to do, but you want someone else to do. Delegate that. I could give you 100 things that I've done that with in my business. Google Analytics. Don't want to learn it. No, I have to do it. Ugh, yuck. So I asked my VA, do you want to learn Google Analytics? Because my VA didn't know it either. raise your hand if you think there's a shortage of trainings and information in the world. No. So, and I show you how to find a VA that is the right VA in terms of being someone who wants to learn a skill they don't have, right? There's all sorts of ways that we screen for that. So if your VA is really great with ClickFunnels, for example, but doesn't have a clue how to use Kajabi, they translate. They can move over. And if they know how to use ClickFunnels and or Kajabi, and they're really good at doing funnels, and they probably can do a landing page, well, if I ask them to learn Google Analytics, there's a very good chance that they have that skill set because they all kind of go together. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that cousin you have that is, this probably is not a good analogy, but someone who's really good at baking we could maybe stretch and say they're artistic, maybe. And so therefore they would be the one to do the art project that you need help with. I don't know, not a super great correlation, but I think you know what I mean. So anyway, it's just, you can delegate basically anything and everything that you are you need to do what only you can do, right? Your VA cannot do this live stream for you. I have to do this live stream. Nika actually probably could do this live stream, but for the most part, I'm the one, because I'm the brand, I'm in front. So I need to do this live stream. Everything else, I don't need to do. I do not need to do anything else other than that. And a few other things. I need to be in front of the microphone, kind of metaphorically. I need to show up and press record, whether it's a podcast or this or whatever, because that's kind of the thing that moves the needle in my business. Let's look at a couple more of these questions and let's see if there's any in the chat that I'm missing. Depending on the platform, there are audio options for what gets streamed. Yeah. I mean, I know I have that problem. You have in Zoom, it's like that if you don't click that little button that says share sound, but StreamYard, I don't know why they make it that way. Okay. What about, how do you, I'm sorry, I'm looking through these questions. That's really it. Everything after that is kind of just more VA related. And I don't know if y'all want to really hear about that right now. So, okay. Any questions, anything you want me to review that you didn't totally get during the challenge, wasn't very clear to you during the challenge, or you have a unique circumstance, or you need help creating a system, now is a good time to do that. Okay. I see somebody commented. Just registered for your webinar on February 3rd. Wow. Is Monday, February 3rd? It is. I'm so glad it's February, you guys. January had 82 days in it. I mean, I was like, oh, especially in Cleveland. Oh my gosh. Ugh. And Groundhog Day happens this month. So I always feel like we're kind of getting there. We're kind of getting there. Okay. I guess that's it. Y'all register for this webinar. You will not be disappointed. If you have any questions in between now and then tomorrow, 4 p.m., you don't have to be present to win, where we're going to, oh, Tara, thanks. I see that question. You don't have to be present to win for the grand prize drawing tomorrow, but you want to be in the drawing. So make sure you follow the steps in the discussion group for the grand prize. Tara says, are there any tips and strategies for using Trello? It's relatively new to me. Well, gosh, I don't really know where to begin with that. We do have Trello trainings. We have a whole course about Trello. I would just say, without, sounding like a big throw off, I mean, I would send you to YouTube. Just make sure you're looking at recent videos. I mean, because things have changed a little bit in Trello. I will say this as a tip. You know how, because someone did this week in Trello, when you create a list, right? Then you create cards. You would be astonished what can just fit on a list, and more than that, what can fit on a card. So you don't want to have a card per task. You want to think of a card as like your whole house, okay? Or a list as your whole house. And the card is like a room in your house. And in that room, there's all these closets, okay, and all these other storage options. So in the card is where you put the checklist. And within one card, you can have multiple checklists. So when you look at it, the examples of the systems that I gave you from the templates from our team, because you have access to all of our Trello templates that we use for our systems, you will notice that we have these, we'll have like a checklist in each card for different people. Okay. And then the other tip is that on every Trello board, make the very first card your instructions and best practices for that Trello board. So it'll be like, start here. And then the instructions, whether that's a video or a checklist, letting everybody know what the labels are that you're going to use in there, and just what the instructions are for that board. Yes, Sheldon, grand prize drawing tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And awesome. Okay. As always, we're going to disconnect, and I'm going to think of at least 4 other things that were like very important and I didn't share with you. So I hope you're in the group so that you can be in there for when I realize what it is that I forgot to say. Brandy Joe, the videos, that is my specialty. Can I say I am the queen of packing a lot of information in a short video, because I personally do not have the time to listen to someone go on and on. So on average, everything is about 10 minutes or less, all the videos. So you can easily catch up, especially if you keep the mindset that for your assignment, done is better than perfect, and you don't have to, build something super complicated. And is there a way to save any videos for future reference? You can't save them, but first of all, you have another week, so you have plenty of time to watch them. And then after that, if you purchase the $47 option, then you have them for, I don't know what it is, 6 months or a year or something like that. And to be honest, they'll be obsolete after 6 months anyway, because next week, there's going to be so many cool things that we get to do that, maybe that'll just be base level, but then, things will have already gotten so much better in a week or two. So all the instructions I'm going to show you right here, because that's a good idea. I should just show you. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take you over to the group so y'all can see what I am talking about. Okay, present. Okay. Okay. So this is this the Facebook group? Or is that my business? That's the business page. Here. Group. Okay. This is our Facebook community, and this is the most important button right here where it says guides. And then we've got everything beautifully organized right here. So you're going to pop your assignments into each of these spots. And we're going to add our thing about the grand prize there too. Oh, let's see, maybe it's there. Okay, we need to add the grand prize post to there as well. But anyway, introduce yourself here. There's the welcome video. If you have any questions, you post them under the question meme. And then let me go over here. Maybe it's on day 5 where, okay. Yeah. If you go over here to the day 5 meme, it tells you how to win a daily prize, which is, just posting your assignment. I think we're done with all of those. And then for the grand prize, Nico, can you put the grand prize into the guide? Sorry, you guys. Let's see here. I can probably bump into it if I just scroll down. There it is. Grand prize. Okay. So complete and post all the assignments. Okay. Answer the wrap up questions in this thread. And we've got those, and you need to do that before 2 p.m. tomorrow. And then we've got like a little extra assignment if you want an extra entry. And so just go and look at all these. I'm not going to read all the instructions here, but just look for the grand prize meme. Okay. And I'll give you a look as well as what the challenge actually looks like. So if click on day 1, okay, here, and we have a beautiful workbook for you as well. And then day 2 and so on. But here's something that's important for those of you who haven't done day 5 yet. You have to hit this little button right here to see day 5. It's kind of hidden over here. So make sure you do that. Okay. And let me see if I'm missing any questions. Thanks, you guys. How to enter. I thought you said how much. Yeah. What's the link again to VIP? I think we got that. You got that covered already, right, Nika? Thank you. And all right. Well, thank y'all for joining me today. Before we go, if you have any other questions, if you have questions about anything specific as it relates to your business, it's okay to ask now. Like, that's what this is for. So I want to be able to like help you personally. If you feel like you have a unique challenge as it relates to any of this, I'm here. Okay. All right. Well, we're coming up on the hour. It was very nice spending this hour with you. Please, if you haven't joined the challenge, when you get to the group, there's a place where you tell us about your business. Please do. And look at what the other people have shared about their business. There are really cool people doing really amazing things in there. And it's a great place to network. So chat with each other. And just thanks for giving me an hour of your weekend. And I will see hopefully most of you, if not all of you, on Monday. That is frontrowvip.com. If you want to learn about that, Brandy Joe, that is a big vault of trainings as it relates to business development, marketing strategy, AI, all the cool tools. And I think most importantly is that we meet live 2 days a month. So every other Tuesday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Usually it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right, Nika? Why am I like blanking out? It's like Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesdays every other Tuesday, most of the time. Occasionally I might have to move it to a Wednesday, but I don't know that I've ever canceled one in all these years, but I've had to sometimes reschedule here and there. And thanks. I got lost during the week, and so I have a lot to do. All the week's work today. Thanks again. Bye, everybody. Happy weekend. Awesome. I love that attitude. It's a good weekend activity, honestly. And really, it's only as hard as you want it to be. Just keep it simple. Just keep it super simple. Do you know we have had people in this challenge? You'll see them in the Facebook group. Their homework, they wrote it all out. They hand wrote it on pages and pages. There was more than one person that did that. So it can be as simple and as analog as you want it to be. And we can take it all the way to futuristic, agentic, all the things, robotic. sciencey as we want and automated and all that good stuff. Okay. That's it. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. And I hope to see you inside the Facebook group at the live stream tomorrow. And of course, don't miss the webinar on Monday at 2 p.m. Right back at you. Thank you so much, Gracie. Bye, y'all. Oh, let's play a little video on the way out if I can find it. I'll show it to you next time. Bye.